n number of the jobs and the n number of the machines are there. It may be a 2 jobs or more. The base we don't know. We'll consider as a number of the jobs and a number of the machine. It may be a 5 machine, it may be a 2 machine, it may be a 5 jobs, it may be a 2 jobs. Okay. Now the generally what will happen when you are solving, I will start one real example. It's an industrial base which I'm going to refer in this class. Now this problem is given, we don't know which method it is, but this problem is given in the sequence method. You should understand that, and moreover they will not say that this problem is in the sequencing, but you should understand. Now the use the graphical method use the graphical method to minimize the time needed to process the following jobs. On the machines. Okay, this is the whole. Now, and therefore, okay, for the each machine, find the job that should be done first. Our intention is that should be done first. Why we are doing that first? It should be the sequence. You should the minimizing the time. It should be in the continuous process that the CIM. We can say that continuous improvement process. What we are going to say in the industries, we have to that should be done in the first. And also we have to find the calculate. Guys, why I'm writing this question means sometimes they will not that given the problem, because I have seen, because this semester they directly given the sequence problem that is a supplementary problem, but the student did not get the proper. I have seen in this real time, but you should not get the confusion. That the purpose I have taken this problem to solve you. See here, using the graphical method to minimizing the time needed to the process the following the jobs on the machines. For each machine, they find the job that should be done in the first, and also calculated the total elapsed time in the both the jobs. This is a job, but they are not given in the sequence method or transportation. You should not get the confusion, sir, which problem it is in the chapter wise, or because you people, I know that in the student point they will get the confusion. You should understand this is a sequence problem. Now the question is given the job one, the sequence and the time. They will give in this table form. Okay, the sequences are A, B, C, D, and E, and the time is 3, 4, 2, 6, and 2. Okay, the jobs. Okay, it's not jobs. Job 2 also they are given in the sequence and the time hour. The sequences are B, C, A, D, and E. The timing is 5, 4, 3, 2, 6. So this is the problem which are given in the sequence. These are n number of the job through the n number of the machine. Please everyone take down in your notebook when I'm going to solve. So you will get the idea that acha, this problem can be solved in because it's very simple if you have done the practice. Otherwise you will lose your marks. There is no burden, there is no calculation. We have to use the graph paper and we have to draw in the paper. In this problem, if in case the scale, protractor, pencil or pen, this should be required. Now what is our object? What we have to find. If you remember in the classes we have done in that format, the standard form we have done in the sequences, and then we went with the total calculated the total elapsed time, right? But in this problem it is not necessary to go for the table and we have to calculate the idle time and all the stuff. But here we have to use the graphical method. In this problem only we have to use the graphical method. Okay, please, have you taken this note? Anyone can tell me yes or no? Praveen?
Sir.
Yeah, I
Sir.
taken in your note. So I won't repeat and I won't ask if people are writing in the notebook or else. Why I'm asking, if you're written in the notebook, you'll get the clear idea and also you can solve in the problem. And later you don't ask this notes that I don't want this notes and that notes. Please attend the classes and write out in your notebook So you'll get the clear idea what are the things we discussed in the class. Now, what we have to do, now we'll learn about the several steps when these problems are given. We should understand the procedures, how we need to solve these problems. If you know the procedure, we can solve easily. Now, the generally for the procedure for the n number of the jobs to the n number of the machines. Now, can anyone can tell me how many machines are there, how many jobs were there in this problem? There are two jobs. Okay, there are two jobs. How many machines were there? How many machines were there? Five machines. Very good. No one is responding. Thank you. I don't bother about that. Now, first we should understand the jobs and the machine. Now, what we have to do, this problem already given, that is in the graphical problem. Graphical method. We have to use the graphical method. The first step, we have to draw a set of axes. Okay, we have to draw a set of axes in rectangular. Okay, you should understand it should be rectangular to each other, because there are the two jobs are available where x-axis represents the job 1, okay, and the y-axis represent the job 2. Okay, the represents. Acha, otherwise we can say that represents already a written. Okay, represents the processing time. Please understand this procedure so we can solve the problems easily. And the job while to the job 1 remains idle. Based on your requirement, you can solve it simultaneously or in vice versa, no problem. It will be x-axis and the y-axis. Now, after completing the axis, what we have to do, we have to go for the mark the processing time. It's very simple. Why I'm telling this procedure, it will be helpful for your any number of the jobs. If you know, you should understand the process and the step. Now what we have to do, mark the processing time for the job 1 and the job 2. Job 2 on x-axis and the y-axis respectively. I can say that based on the question, based on the problem, we can do the respectively according to the all the machines in the orders. If you want to write it down, I will write it down. If you are writing according to the given order machine, given order machines. Can anyone tell me how many machines were there in this problem?
5, sir.
5. Good. There are the two jobs and the 5 machines. Now tell me, after that marking, what we have to go, we have to construct the various points, or we have to various blocks. We have to start it. How the problem initially, we have to understand how we need to block the diagrams. Also, we can say that coincidencing, sometimes from x-axis and y-axis getting to coincidence, and that point is going to reach in this problem. So please compare and get into the originally and the comparing the same machines. I will tell you, please you understand these problems and the steps. I said that construct the various blocks starting from the original and pairing to the same machines. So you'll get the clear idea that it may be a from x and y until what I said, that until a point get joined, or the until a point get marked to the finished obtained. Now, what is the fourth step after constating the see here why I am writing in this process only you go the problem you can solve n number of the problems in this problem methods, and the final one we have to draw a line. We have to draw a line starting from the original. Okay, this is more important to find out the idle time. Please understand the fourth point is more important in the idle time to identifying. We have to mark to the finish by moving the horizontally or vertically. How the problems can be solved. Okay, and if sometimes the diagonals along in the lines, you should understand. Okay, there is even note that the diagonal sometimes it will not match based on the some problems. Okay, but the horizontal and vertical, just keep it in your mind that based on the syllabus we can understand. And after horizontal and vertical we have to make an angle here. We have to make an angle. Which angle we are going with 45 degree, because x-axis and the y-axis when you are solving it is in 45 degree. We have to follow in this 45 degree. It should be in the with the horizontal line. The procedure is Lambit NB, but when you're going to solve, it looks very simple and very easier problem. Okay, and now I will we should understand simultaneously machine can be run. Have you written in your notebook this one? Shall I go for the next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after see here, after completing the fourth 45 angle, the fifth point is we have to find the optimal path. Optimal path should be important here. How we have to find the optimal path? The optimal path is the one to minimize the idle time here. Okay. Sometimes they will give what is optimal path in the sequence. So you'll get the clear idea the how the problems can be solved. Optimizing the optimal path is the one that minimizing the idle time. Idle time for the both jobs. Okay, if you tell this one point, maximum will get the 1 marks or 2 marks in your theory part. If you have a short answer, sometimes they will give it. Even in the gate also they are given these questions. Thus we must understand that we should how we are going to choose the path. We are going to choose the path. Let's choose the path on which the diagonal movement will be there in the maximum. So don't bother about this maximum and all the minimum. We'll get the diagonals when you are going that one. You'll get the ideas. And finally, what we are going to solve in this problem, we have to understand the total elapsed time. You know this one. What is it? And it's obtaining, adding all the idle time, gathering time, processing time for all the jobs. Will get the total elapsed time. So these are the, please remember these 6 simple points you can start with a problem. Now we'll start a one simple same problem. Okay. Now we'll go with a straight problem. Now one by one, I need your point. If you tell with these points, we'll go with this problem. Okay. I will go with this 2 path. I will write it down this problem here. The job 1 sequence, time sequence, and the times. Job 2 sequence and the time. Can tell me one numbers here? First one is A, B, C, D, right? Tell me the timing.
34262.
Right, 34262. And can you tell me the sequence of the job 2?
B, C, A, D, E.
B, C, A, D, E. Good, very good. Thank you. Now, fine. Now we have done. Now, what is the first procedure, first point going to say here? What is going to say in the first point? Sir, I need your responses. What is going to say in the first point? We have to draw a line here. Okay, just I'm seeing the graph paper is available or not in this chart. If it is there, means we can solve easily and we'll get the idea. Okay, so what is the first point, sir? I need the responses. If you didn't tell, means you won't understand anything. What is the first point?
Sir, processing time of job 2 while job 1 is idle.
Right, very good. Thank you. So you will see that processing time we have to find out, and also just keep it in mind that we have to use the access now. What we are considering, it may be a job 1 access or job 2 access. If you are considering the processing time for the job 1, we should understand how much time we have going to take now. Okay, and our intention is it should be in the idle time it. How much it's going to time now in the idle time, but we don't know how much going for the idle time here. That's important, the task that we given here. So with the help of the graphical method, we can understand that what's the job 1 is going to solve in this problem. I said that the first point, draw a set of their axes to be rectangular to the each other, where the x-axis presents to the processing time for the job 2 or the job 1, it remains idle. That's simple, the task. Please everyone be active and tell this point. Okay, for your sake, I'm going to tell in very simple manner. If people are not giving the responses, now I will take the job 1 here, okay, and the job 2 here. Now what we are going to say is we have to check that how much time is going to take the idle time. If you see these numbers 3, 4, 2, 6 to 7, we will get the nearly job 1. It's taking 7. Just will go by reverse engineering. Okay, please understand here 3 plus 4, 7, 9. Okay, 9, 15 and the 17. Now we have to make this plan here. We have to go in this process. The 1, 2, okay, it's based on the scale. Please go in the scale. We'll get the idea. We'll take is 1, 2, 2 also it will become more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, you understand the process and we can solve the problems. Okay, now in the job 1, in the job 2, how much is going to take the time is 4, 9, 10, 12, 14 and the 20. So you can write it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Luckily it came here. Now we'll write it down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, done. Now what is the first step? We have to find out the table. Now we have to go in the sequence. So please here response, we'll start with a job 1. Okay, in the simple manner. Now tell me the how much time is going to take for the A sequence is going to take for the how much time? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have to draw a part here, A. Okay, and the B, how much is going to take the time? 4 hours. You start from 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be a 7 here. You should write here B. Okay, how much time is going to take C? It should be 2. Then 8 and 9. Eight and 9. It should be a C. Okay, and D is how much taking? 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Sorry, 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the part. What we are going is a D, and the final is 2. 1 2. This is E. The part which we have done in the sequence, we have completed the process. The marking, the second point which I given, the marking the processing time for the job 1 and the job 2, we have to do in the x-axis and the y-axis respectively according to the given in the machine. If you see that point, you can remember. Okay, sir. I please understand and please see carefully when I'm going to solve. Now here you tell me the first operation is going to for the, now I said that the, for example, if you see the first step, the draw of set of axes should be a rectangular, where if you think that x-axis represent the processing time and remaining this will be a processing time, and what will happen job 2, it will be a idle time. If you have taken this one, and this will be idle time. Now we are going the remains one will be idle time. Now the job B is taking for the 5 minutes. Yes or no? Sequence. You can see here the job B is taking 5. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and 5. I think I written number wrong here, because it will get the confusion when you are identifying the problems. 2 4 6 8 9 10 12 14 16 18 20. Now 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and 5. 5 is the first point. Please write it down the B. Yes or no? Now what is the C is going to take? 1 2 3 4 and 5. This is the C here. And next one A, how much is going? 3. 1 2 and 3. This is A. And D is taking how much? 2. 1 and 2. And remaining will be a E. How much? 6. Guys, now we completed the second point. Can anyone tell me what is the third point which I given? If you didn't tell, I will stop here. Pawan?
Construct various blocks starting from the origin by pairing the same machine until a point marked finished on the obtained.
Okay. So here what we are doing, we have to extend the line here. Okay. We have to extend the lines. Before going for the third point, we have to extend these lines, and we can understand that the points here. Now, as the Pawan said, what the point get the finish. Now, this part is completed. Guys, now we have to start with the original, right? We'll start with the original. A is an original, right? The A is how much is going to take the A part now? We'll start with A. Now, A here, where is going coincidencing? You can see A is taking 1 to 2 and here 1 to 2. Okay. Now what will happen? This part is getting coincidencing because this is an A and here is an A. So you can write it down. This is marked. Okay. Fine. Now next one B, you can see here. This is complete B and here also B. Where is going to get N obtained? Here. It's going to get here. Next. What is going to see here? Next one. You can see here. C point and C point. Is it true? Is it right? We have to get
Yes, sir.
mark. Fine, good, very good. Now tell me D. Where it is D? If you are not able to see, you can see here D, because this is the D point and this is the D point. Sometimes that problems we cannot solve in the mathematically, we have to do in the graphical method also. It's a very simple and very a simple manner that what we have identified in the idle time. And the final one is E here and the here. Now, fine. In the fourth step, in the fourth point, you can read it down. What I said, draw a line starting from the original mark to the finished point. To moving horizontally or vertically or diagonal, it should be angled to the 45° with an horizontal axis. Fine. After completing the mark portion, we have to take a protractor and we have to do the marking. If you people have a protractor, if you have the paper, scale, everything, please take down and start with the axis here and start the 45 angle, and we'll get the idea that problems can be solved here. So if you take on the 45 and this angle nearly, it will start to here. So I will take another pen, so we'll get the idea that problems can be solved. So it will come nearly here. If you have the pen and the scale, you can just check it out and you can solve. Fine. Now you can see this is the part. This part is over. Now we said that it should be line should be in the horizontal axis. Now here it's not possible. Okay, we'll go here. Now when you taken this scale and pencil, we have to do the 45°. Please everyone write it on the 45°. If you taken the scale and pencil, then nearly it will come the 45° here, because you should start with one pairing to the this another pairing. We can't go for the here because it's different is there, and this A part already here, no, we can extend here up to here. Actually we should extend up to here. There is no along here, right? We can extend. Already the A part is here 45. Then we can do the 45° in these portions. Now what things we'll get to know about this problem means, we have done the diagonals along the marking with from the line from the moving the portion, it may be horizontal, vertical. Okay, so with the help of in the angle of 45°. Now in the fifth point, you'll get the clear idea that the optimal path, which is an ideal time here. When I'm going, you should easily can understand this is the point here again here. You can observe here. Guys, you can observe. That is an optimal path that minimizing the idle time here. You can do in your problem, you can check it out that the problem isn't moving. Because when you are going the 45°, we can allow, and also the sometime they will say that time simultaneously processing from the both the jobs is not possible, and also therefore the diagonal movement is not allowed. Okay, the diagonal movement is not allowed here. Please keep it in your mind. So we started within this point, this with 45°, here it's got stop, and from here to here we got it, and it's got an idle time. If you've done the up to here, it's a done. Okay, now we'll start. We have to come to the conclusion. This we got the idle time here. Now you can see and you can tell me where is your idle time. How much idle time, sir, for the job one? Okay, I will ask you simple. Is it problem is clear to you? Are you
So
able
one
to
still
follow?
idle time calculation, sir.
Okay, sir. Just no, up to here you got the 45 degree, you got it right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you don't bother about that. I will tell you about the calculation now. We have to find now what the problem is given. When in the problem they given, you can understand we have to calculate the total ellipse times and to complete the both the jobs. Okay. Now, if you want to find the total ellipse time in this problem, this is very simple for the job 1. Okay, the job 1, first we'll go with in job 1. The job 1 is processing time. You please write it down, the processing time plus idle time. What is processing time? The processing time is a job 1 is in 17. Fine. The idle time, see here guys, when I done from here to this point, you can see this is up to 3. Okay, and 3 to 5 up to will get the idle here. This part is a idle time. If you draw neatly in the graph paper, you'll get a clear idea where the idle time is there. 100% it's we can get it. Sometimes we cannot solve that in the table. That's the purpose we are going in this using the graphical method. If the more are there, the some systems are that problems can be solved. And here you can see why from the job A. Initially, I can say one example point that okay for you if you're getting the confusion, the machine A takes 3 hours, right sir? Machine A takes 3 hours for the job 1, yes, and also 3 hours for the job 2. Now you construct. Now already we have constructed, right? It's taking 3 hours and also 3 hours. You can observe here. This is a job A. How much going for the job B? The job B is taking job A is taking 4 hours and the 3 hours. And what machine C is going to take? Machine C is going to take job 1 is 2 hours. Okay, only 2 hours. And job B is going to take how much? 4 hours.
4.
Yes, and you can see what machine, which one machine D is going to take 6 hours. You can see here machine job 1 is going to take 6 hours, but job B is going to take only 2 hours. You can observe, you can immerse here. See, it's like quite similar to the Gantt chart that what the it's a completely if I'm not wrong, this subject moreover it's completely management people with they are going to learn here. You can observe in the operation management or any MBA students, those who are doing, they will identify in this manner only. And finally, which A is going to take here, it's in E part. So simple, for the job A, this is the idle time and this is idle time, and remaining you can see is continuous going up to is going and end point is over. Now, if you think in the job way, you can see here, this part is completely working. This part completely working, job A, and this part is working, here working. And the only idle time is for the for the job to 2 hours. Now you can write it down 2 plus 3, that is 5 for the 22. And the job for the job 2, we can write processing time is how much for the processing time? Can anyone tell me processing time for the job 2? $20, and idle time is only for the 2 hours. How? Only in the initial phase. Both are the 22 hours, 22 hours. In this problem, they ask only the calculated the total elapsed time to complete the jobs. Okay, it's okay. Please practice. It's